Hi, Clio team. Today I am going to share my Clio customization spreadsheet with the entire Clio community. So if you are a Clio consultant or you're a Clio user at any level, I want you to have the tools you need to set up your Clio workflow automations in a way that makes sense and a way that is scalable. So I'm just going to start walking you through this spreadsheet, and this spreadsheet is really laid out to go with the Clio tasks. And the idea here is that we should create task lists based on matter stages within practice areas. And so starting with personal injury, now we actually focus on estate planning and personal injury firms here. We do mostly estate planning work, but we also serve some personal injury, family law, and other practice areas in the legal community. But using personal injury as an example, we have the practice area personal injury, and we number those practice areas in order of how much work we do in those practice areas. So if personal injury is your primary practice area, we're going to number it number 1. And as you can see, this is personal injury. The next thing we do is we start building your matter stages. Now, if you have an SOP, and that SOP is very clear in how things work in your firm, then we can easily build out your matter stages based on that SOP. If you don't have an SOP, we usually just do weekly workshops with proofs of concept being built in between those workshops, and then we just keep building out your system until we get it in place. But for this one, we've created 3 steps, 3 stages. The start stage, you can think of them as steps or stages, but in Clio they're called stages. We have the start stage, we have the gather case details stage, and we have the request record stage. Now, there's a numbering scheme here. The first number is the practice area, the second number is the stage, and then the third number is the task number. The reason we number this way is because when we assign a task list in Clio, we want those tasks to number in order of importance in how a file is managed. And so we put the numbers in, but we also use trigger dates to cascade those task lists as well. But this is very helpful for anyone who's new to the firm to understand, okay, I have to do this one first, and then I do this one next, and then I do this one. And so that's very helpful. Trigger dates, I'm going to walk you through this in another video, but trigger dates can be set up for when a task list is assigned. So you can have something due 5 days after the task list is assigned. You can have it due the day the task list is assigned. And you can also do relative due dates. You can set priorities, and those priorities are obviously what's important to you. And of course, in Clio, you can assign a single person, a Clio user, to a task. You can't assign a role, but you can assign a user. And if you're using Clio automated workflows, let's say you have several different departments and several different practice areas, and it doesn't make sense to choose one user to do a task. With Clio automated workflows, you can assign a responsible staff member who is assigned the original task list when it moves into a matter stage, and then that person can distribute those tasks accordingly. So start thinking about your paralegal project managers or your responsible staff member who's in charge of making sure these workflows are pushed along and that the tasks are properly assigned. Obviously, description doesn't need a description. And then what we also do when we create this spreadsheet is we want to consider what document templates do we want to generate automatically from Clio when we enter a matter stage? Because we do have the ability to generate basic templates through Clio, pulling any data from Clio into the templates. And so, what document do we need to be generated in Word or in PDF that needs to go out to the client or any other entity at this stage of the case? And so you can kind of see, if you go down the list here, we have a day 1 instruction letter, we have an HIPAA auth that is associated with the client meeting, we have a HIPAA letter that goes with the request record stage. These things are going to be set up as automated workflows that are generated automatically when a case enters a specific stage. So I'm going to get a little bit more detailed and walk you through the tasks. So as you see, I have 1.1000. That just means that's a matter setup. And so these are steps in this task for setting up the case. And then 1 is enter statute of limitations, and 2 is conflict check confirm. And it just tells you what to do and how to check, either checkbox or enter information into a custom field. But then you see 1.103 is send day one instruction letter to the client, and we have a day one instruction letter built out as a template. Then once we have everything completed in that stage 1, we're going to move into stage 2, and you can see that our numbering changes. Our first number is still in 1 because we're still in personal injury, and that tells us number 1 is personal injury, number 2 is we're in stage 2, and then we're starting that numbering over again for our tasks. And we just continue this way, moving throughout all of our 15 matter stages, and Clio lets us have up to 15 matter stages. And so when we work with firms, we try to fully develop your entire process so that this spreadsheet is completely built out, and it makes sense. So when you hire 1=3 Consulting to do this work, you receive a spreadsheet that looks just like this as part of the project. And we also capture your matter custom fields, your contact custom fields. We address what custom fields need to be populated at what stage and what they get pulled into. We walk you through what contact custom fields and matter custom fields were improperly created at the beginning of the account. We walk you through demoting those so they can be deleted later, like a year from now. We really do walk you through the entire process of setting up your Clio account properly and building out your matter stages and task lists. But for today, we just wanted to contribute to the Clio community, give you this spreadsheet. You're welcome to copy it, make your own version of it, share in the comments what you like, what you don't like, share your own version of a spreadsheet that you've created that helps you build out your Clio account. So I hope this is helpful. Please like and subscribe our YouTube channel and follow us for more educational videos. Thank you. Have a great day.